PS5 and Xbox Series X reveals prove that PC is still king when it comes to gaming. TechRadar. More story and gameplay details for Resident Evil 8 Village. GameSpot. Scarborough shooting leaves man in serious condition. City News Toronto. Carnivora frozen pet food patties recalled over E. coli concerns. CTV News. Why Tesla stock fell on Friday. The Motley Fool. CEO of Sienna Senior Living, a private long-term care company hit hard by COVID-19, resigns. Toronto Star. American Airlines sees cash burn rate trending to zero. The Motley Fool. Where you live in Northern Ontario could determine internet speed. Report. Sue Today. Cineworld says $2.8 billion takeover of Cineplex is off, says deal was breached. CTV News. Wall Street ends higher but indexes mark worst week in more than 2 months. Reuters.